In this lecture, I am going to talk about operator overloading.
This video is brought to you by Appy Pie Academy.
Before explaining to you what is operator overloading, let me tell you one thing. Suppose you want to use general operators that we people use like plus, minus, multiplication, division, and like greater than, equal to, comparison operators, etc. Suppose you want to show addition of two numbers a and b, so you would write print a plus b, right? Similarly, if you want to add two constants, print 10 plus 100. Simple, it will result, the result will be shown as 110. Similarly, print Mahajan plus computers, because they are within codes, so they will be concatenated because of plus symbol. Mahajan computers will be printed. Similarly, print 20 into 90 is going to print 1800. Simple. Print India into 5 will print this string India 5 times. So far so good. These are the operations that are performed by these operators like plus, minus, multiplication, division, greater than, less than. I have given examples of only 2 or 3 operators here. But suppose there are two objects obj1 and obj2, and I want to apply these operators, general operators, plus, minus, greater than, less than, multiplication, etc. on these objects. Suppose I write print obj1 plus obj2. Both are objects. I am using plus operator between them. This is going to result into error message. Why? Because Python does not know how to add two objects. By default, it does not know how to add two objects. By default, it does not know how to multiply two objects. Hence, print obj1 into obj2 will also result into error message. If obj1 greater than obj2, how come Python will know that how to compare these two objects? On what criteria these objects are to be compared? The objects which have been created using a user defined class. So if obj1 greater than obj2 will too result into error message. But suppose I want to apply these operators on the objects somehow. So if we want to apply these operators on objects, we will have to define a special method for each operator. We will have to define a special method for each operator. Such methods are sometimes called magic methods. Some methods sometimes are called magic methods. Now this process of having special methods for overloading an operator is, such methods are called operator overloading methods, and this feature is called operator overloading. When we apply an operator on objects, some plus operator, minus operator, multiplication, or greater than, less than operator, when we apply an operator on objects, the operator overloading function for that operator is called automatically. Let me explain this with the help of an example. Suppose I have got a class called values. Now what I want is, I want to have two objects for this class. Vobj1 is equal to values 1000.00. As you know, the constructor will be executed and the property amount will be assigned the value 1000. And for the object vobj2, the value 10,000 will be assigned to its own property, its own attribute amount. Okay, so far so good. Now, if I happen to write print vobj1 plus vobj2, by default it will result into error message, but in this case it is not going to result into error message. Why? Because Python has got a way out. Python says that if you have a method with the name double underscore add double underscore, then what can be feasible is two objects can be added. So I have, this is operator overloading function, which is also called magic function. Add is used to overload the plus operator. So vobj1 will be the object which is on the left side, will be considered to be the current object. By saying current object, I mean to say the object through which the function has been called, this operator loading function add has been called. And vobj2 will be passed to this other second formal parameter. As you know, self parameter is just it is to be written, but it is some value is not to be passed into it. There is no requirement. But when I would write vobj2, its values will go into this other. So what I will write is return self dot amount. Now self dot amount is the amount 1000. Why? Because VOBJ1, this amount belongs to VOBJ1 because it's self dot amount. So VOBJ1 will be called the current object. VOBJ2 has been passed to other. So other dot amount here means 10,000. So 1000 plus 10,000 will become 11,000 and that will be printed. So again, I repeat it. If you want to overload plus operator, there should be a method double underscore add double underscore, and we can use the current object values attributes by using self dot whatever is the name, like in this case it is amount, and the second object is passed to other and its values can be used by using other dot amount. Now let me tell you, self and other, these are not reserved words. You can use any abc xyz, you can use such names. Let me execute this program. This is the same program that I have shown you in the slide. So the result should be 11,000. Control Shift F10. Okay, let's wait for the output. Okay, see, the result is good. It's 11,000. So let me again brief you about this. Amount is our property, that is attribute. Two objects were declared, VOBJ1 and VOBJ2. When we wrote VOBJ1 plus VOBJ2, VOBJ1 became the current object, upon which the method, this operator loading method add would be called. Add is particularly used to add two objects, and VOBJ2 would be passed to other, and we are adding the amounts of both the objects and returning it back, and the result